Obviously, Justin Fields was very, very good this week. He had 28 points in fantasy, but are we buying, selling, or holding Justin Fields? Well, spoiler alert, we actually don't think Justin Fields is a must start yet. When you're looking at Justin Fields and what he's been able to do this season, it's been very limited because the Bears are very, very bad. And we need to reinforce this as well. The Bears were playing the worst PFF graded defense in 4 years in their database. You're talking about a historically bad defense. I mean, watching them against Miami, watching them against Chicago, I legitimately don't remember the last time I saw a defense this bad. The Bears were playing absolutely nobody, and everybody should laugh. Everybody laugh.
Is it the Suck Bowl?
Yeah, it was the Suck Bowl. And we love seeing the passing volume increase, but let's pump the brakes on this one for one more week. Let's see how he does against an actual defense, because this could build Justin Fields' confidence, you know? And if you have Justin Fields, you're not selling him right now. Unless there's a caveat to that. If you get a complete overpay for Justin Fields, you should sell him because he's on a crappy offense. But if you are, just getting random offers, you're probably holding him. Let's see how he does. If this is a confidence booster for Justin Fields, this could be a good thing to get him rolling, unlock some of that rushing upside we saw a lot of last season.
Yeah, another quarterback where you probably won this week if you were starting him was Anthony Richardson. And in contrast to Justin Fields, this is a guy that we're starting every single week. It does not matter if AR is off or on as a passer or anything. He is scoring in fantasy football when he is on the field. This was by far his worst week as a passer, and it did not matter. His best fantasy week yet, 29.6 points off of 11 completions.
Yep.
Those 11 completions turned into 200 passing yards for 2 touchdowns, 2 2-point conversions, and 10 carries for 56 yards and a rushing touchdown. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
This was a rookie's 4th year. And in fantasy football, I mean, multiple people who have asked us who they should be starting between Anthony Richardson and Lamar Jackson, Jalen Hurts, Herbert, etc. This is exactly why we always recommend in fantasy football that you should only have one quarterback on your fantasy roster in a 1 QB league. You are wasting upside and you are wasting points with 2 elite quarterbacks. There's absolutely no reason that should be a scenario that we're having to worry about every single week. Just get rid of one of those guys and target a high upside asset at a skill position at wide receiver or running back.
Let's move over to running back here. Let's talk about David Montgomery. First of all, moment of silence for Jahmyr Gibbs. Jahmyr Gibbs is dead. Dead. I literally could go on a super big rant right now, and I'm not going to go on a rant about how David Montgomery had 32 carries. 32 carries in his last game, and Jahmyr Gibbs has 39 on the entire season. Yeah, I do understand in the grand scheme of things that Gibbs' volume has been great, but the fact that he's literally not in any red zone package at all for Detroit, I mean, it makes David Montgomery a must-start every week. He's literally Jamal Williams, too. And he proved it. He had 3 touchdowns last week. Every week we're starting him. Do not think about it. We are holding him. The red zone usage and the overall volume is too much to turn down. Again, David Montgomery, we are sad for Jahmyr Gibbs, but I only have 5% best ball Jahmyr Gibbs, and I don't think you have much either. So it's not like we were drafting a lot of him this year.
Yeah, that's why it was so funny, because everyone wants to tell us in the comments every single week now, oh, you said start Jahmyr Gibbs. You guys are dumb. And I'm like, well, yeah, how dare we think, how dare we consider the 12th overall pick as a running back in the draft?
Well, we're not doing it anymore.
Produce, and we're not doing it again. David Montgomery looks like a better Jamal Williams because he is. And at this point, man, like, I'm feeling good that I didn't have very many Jahmyr Gibbs shares in best ball. Yep. Isiah Pacheco is going to be our next guy here, and his volume has been very inconsistent. When you look at his snap share, because I know points can always be volatile based off of touchdowns, based off of just overall efficiency. It's his snap share that I'm really just worried about, and his opportunity. His opportunity has gone up. It's gone from 8 to 12 to 15, then 20 this week, which was really, really nice. But his snap share, 48, 51, 42, 60. His snap share has been very inconsistent. There's no rhyme or rhythm to it. And honestly, kind of the same amount on average every single week, but his usage is going up, which means defenses are going to start to recognize, I guess when Pacheco's on the field, they're going to give him the ball until he stops producing. I would anticipate that happening sooner rather than later, personally. And I just don't, he's so hit or miss in general. What upside, what ceiling does he really offer? Like, if you're flexing Pacheco, I guess that's fine, but he's not really a fantasy asset that I'm trusting for the rest of the season. If you can get a way higher ceiling asset, a wide receiver who's a true wide receiver one that has higher upside towards the end of the season and has just started slow, like, I would definitely capitalize on that opportunity with him. So our verdict would probably be to sell Isiah Pacheco.
With Devon Achane, we were wrong about Devon Achane. His skill set has already translated to the NFL. Honestly, I'll jump on the Achane train. I have no shame. I do not care about being wrong. He's fun to watch.
He's an outlier.
I like it, and I love watching the Dolphins. He's cool. We still have some fantasy questions, though. What happens to his production when and if he fails to score touchdowns? Is he really a reliable week-to-week start? I mean, you're looking at the last 2 weeks, 51 points versus Denver and 27 versus Buffalo. He had 2 touchdowns last week and 4 the week before. His big play ability is undeniable, but 8 carries in a game won't cut it for consistent production. We need consistency. All of this has also happened without Jeff Wilson. That is a crowded running back room. However, our verdict for now is going to be to hold. Devon Achane looks really good, and he's on the best offense in the NFL.
He looks awesome.
He looks
really,
fantastic.
Yeah, excited to see what he does for fantasy.
Excited to be wrong about that one.
Hoping it works out for him.
Yes.
So, Khalil Herbert, please sell. Like, that's really all I have to say. Please sell the guy. Roshan's the guy long term. He just is. The Bears played the Broncos defense. Yeah, they played the Broncos defense. Khalil Herbert had, the game of his life. 22 points on 78% snap share, 18 carries for 103 yards, 5.7 yards per carry. More efficient than he's ever been all season. And he got a receiving touchdown, guys. It's not going to happen again. Please sell him for anything.
And then Alvin Kamara. Look, we thought in his first game back, Alvin Kamara, we're going to be conservative here. He was pretty freaking good in his first week back because he had 13 receptions on 14 targets.
For only 33 yards and 2.5.
To be honest,
average.
our rest of the season prediction for Alvin Kamara is going to look really good because we're very, very, very high on Kamara compared to the consensus. And Kamara looked really good. And I think Jamal Williams' injury, I think that does help him in some aspect. I would actually push back on that a little bit. I think Jamal Williams being healthy will allow Alvin Kamara to have more of an efficient role like he thrives in. And I actually was kind of looking forward to Jamal Williams being there, being the bruiser, and letting Alvin Kamara get the pass catching duties. However, he still did have 11 carries for 51 yards. That's 4.6 yards per carry, so we're still good with that. And the bye window has now closed, so we are going to hold Alvin Kamara the rest of the season.
Yeah, and over at the wide receivers this week, man, if you had Nico Collins in your flex position, that paid off, and you probably won your week. This is the weekly winners video. He had 35 points a week later than we predicted. Come on, man. We had to take so much crap for being wrong about Nico Collins. Then he goes and puts up 35 points, and Tank Dell puts up 3. 1 week late, it is what it is. This could be something, some push and pull that we're playing with all year long with Nico Collins and Tank Dell. There's a possibility that happens. The other possibility is maybe Nico Collins is the guy because he has gotten more consistent volume. He is better with that volume. Tank Dell is much more big play dependent, and with that, I just have a feeling it's going to be Nico Collins more consistently than Tank Dell this year, so we are going to say to hold him.
Yeah, with Brandon Aiyuk, consistency is going to be the question for him. We have him as a hold or sell, depending on what kind of offer you're getting. I think if you're getting a good offer, you're comfortable selling Brandon Aiyuk, but he also could be a hold depending on how high you are on him and the 49ers. I mean, the 49ers offense is great, so if Debo continues to be hobbled, like he's obviously going to be a hold too.
Yeah, these are always situational buys, sells, and holds based off of the structure and current state of your league, and we don't know your leagues like you do, so you kind of got to send out some feelers to see what you can get for some of these guys or pay for them. DJ Moore, he got actual volume. Everyone clap for him. Everybody celebrate. Woo! 9 targets and a career day for Justin Fields. Anyone who has a brain knows that this isn't sustainable in the Bears offense. I'm sorry. We have to be realistic here. I don't want to be mean. I don't want to be rude. I love DJ Moore as a talent. He's a very good wide receiver. In fantasy football, he just is not it. Man, it took a historic passing day from Fields for Moore to even get respectable volume, and that doesn't demand big play production from DJ Moore. The reason he scored 16 and 13 points the weeks before is because they were down by 50 points and he got a bunch of garbage time opportunities. So I guess he's a start because of the garbage time. But ultimately, guys, there's just so much higher upside, so much higher volume that you could be capitalizing on in other offenses that are better situations. We're selling DJ Moore.
Chris Godwin, on the other hand, is a buy because Chris Godwin is always a buy. We could have a sign in our studio that says "Buy Chris Godwin." It would never go out of style.
You should get a Godwin jersey.
Chris Godwin could be 50 years old and we'd be telling people to buy him.
Yep.
So, Chris Godwin, keep an eye on the Mike Evans injury. The Mike Evans injury obviously is going to have an impact on Chris Godwin's productions. Chris Godwin did put up 20 points this week. He's still getting the targets that he has, still not scoring a lot of touchdowns, and still producing. So it could be huge for Godwin's ceiling that Mike Evans is going to miss some time. He's definitely a buy. We're definitely buying him in fantasy football.
Yeah, Romeo Doubs, he's going to be the story of this week for us. We're going to talk about him in a lot of videos. We're going to say, bye, he's the guy, okay?
Bye, he's the guy.
In week 1, he had 48% snap share, 18 points with 2 touchdowns. So then he put up 5 points week 2. Yeah. Week 3, he had a touchdown again, so he had 18 points. So we're like, now, okay, what is Romeo Doubs going to do without a touchdown? Well, Christian Watson comes back. We're like, 18 points with no touchdowns. 13 targets, guys. Mind blown. Romeo Doubs might be the guy here.
Romeo Doubs stops. Tight ends, Jake Ferguson. He's going to be a hold for us. Like Jake Ferguson, he's producing as a tight end 1 right now. I mean, we're comfortable holding him and having him fill the void for some of our teams that have lost out on tight ends that we thought were going to be pretty good that actually kind of suck. Like, I don't know. Kyle Pitts.
Ooh.
So he's going to be a hold for us.
Yeah, and get him off waivers if he's available there.
There you go.
Cole Kmet's going to be our last guy here at the tight end position. Another Bears asset. I know this is kind of the common denominator. What are we going to say about those Bears passing attack weapons? Sell. Please sell Cole Kmet. He's not going to score 27 points again. He's not going to consistently put up half that. I know it's a bold prediction in one of the worst passing offenses in the NFL, but here we are. We got to be real, guys.
Yeah, and I think literally any asset besides Justin Fields out of the Bears, except maybe Roschon Johnson, you're like, yeah, I'm comfortable selling them. So,
all
right, those are the weekly winners. Those are the guys that had big weeks last week, and that's what we're doing with them in fantasy. This is a new video for us. So if you like this video concept and you want more of these videos every week, make sure you like the video because we judge how well our videos do on how many likes we get. Your feedback is very important to us. Make sure you also subscribe if you haven't. We're a growing community. Really appreciate your support. Go to flockfantasy.com/domain for all of our exclusives, all of our rankings, everything you could need. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you later.